So I'm here with Alex Gorbachev. I just sat in on his technical session yesterday about pluggable databases, and he is the CTO of Pythian, the director for IUG, and also Oracle ACE director, and all-around good technical egg. Alex, I really enjoyed how you positioned PDB in terms of pluggable databases and that technology in terms of why is that going to be useful? I mean, what does that bring to the table that we haven't had on the database side before?
Well, obvious use case is consolidation, of course, and that's what everybody's talking about. It basically changed the concept how you're going to consolidate your Oracle databases going forward. And that's obviously attractive, but what we see, and obviously working with the customers in production, obviously the adoption of new versions lagging a little bit after sort of general release, of course. So we don't expect a lot of customers jumping on it right away the next month or even next maybe year or two on it immediately. But where I see use case which will be valuable right away is that, and where the customers will get comfortable with pluggable databases first, is that when they first start deploying it in their development and the test systems, and that will simplify immensely their test systems management, their development systems management, because this plug-and-plug idea, quick clone of your environment to provide each of your 42 developers with its own pluggable database. It's a very simple use case. It's still very low risk in terms of customer if they're afraid to put it in production first, because we've seen that they're not confident to put it right away in the production. So that's, I think, where we initially will see the first use cases and first real use, and as customers get comfortable with that, using and optimizing management of their test systems and development systems, I see that they will be more comfortable putting it in production.
Now, is there going to be a major change for the customer in terms of, is the application going to run the same on pluggable databases? Or, because that's, I mean, it's new paradigm for the people, it's new technology. How much of a ramp up or a change is there going to be, or is it going to be status quo?
Right. Well, the premise of the pluggable database and the way they were designed is that they were designed to avoid any application changes. So applications that could run on the non-pluggable database environment could as well run transparently in a pluggable database environment. And pretty much based on our experience, what we've been working with the pluggable database technology so far, it stands true. We've been, digging deeply, trying to find some of the edge cases, and it really impacts the team that operates the environment. So some of the operations might need to change how they collect metrics, how they collect statistics, how they set up resource management. Obviously, it's a new technology. From application perspective, they basically will see it just as an independent database, which is what you want. There's complete transparency for the applications themselves. On the operational side of it, might need to adjust a little bit, learn these new tips, learn how to monitor performance and resource allocation between different pluggable databases. And in fact, they didn't have this possibility before at all to do that, right? So they would use something completely different, like instance caging features and etc. And pluggable database gives them the new abilities. Obviously, that will, the operational team will need to learn those features.
So how is instance caging going to be different from pluggable databases? I mean, what's the major difference between those two?
Well, if you think about consolidating multiple databases on the same server, which has, let's say, 12 CPU cores, if customers want to separate CPU allocation between instances, what option they have right now is either going the virtualization route with a hypervisor, which is an additional layer of complexity, removing some visibility from the database administrators, or they have to consolidate multiple databases on the same physical server and then basically bind some of the database instances to a certain CPU cores and limit how many CPU cores those database instances can use. But that's prevent them from utilizing the full 16, 12 cores on this server and be flexible. If you need more, get more. If you need less, get less, and other databases can use more. So they really had to lock in, let's say, 2 CPU cores to this database, 2 to this database, and the rest maybe to the third database, right? While a pluggable database lets you set up certain priorities, so you can say that those pluggable database will get at least that amount, and if they need more and more is available, they can take more and use more. So it gives you much more flexibility. Think of it as it gives you flexibility of this virtualization with a hypervisor without actually having this additional hypervisor layer, having overhead of this hypervisor and complexities that come with it.
Excellent. Alex, thanks again. I always enjoy your talks.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
your time.
Thank you, Todd.